G'day guys, this is Tyr and welcome back to another Fallout 76 guide. This time I'm going to be explaining exactly what it takes to get the most bang for your buck and completely max out your sneak damage potential. And this is not to be confused with VAT's critical damage potential, as the sneak damage system is completely separate to the regular criticals that you execute in VATs. Also, just a quick clarification, this is a video focused on sneak damage with your ranged weapons. I will have a separate video covering the same mechanic but for melee users in the future. Anyways, sneak damage is literally just bonus damage that you can apply to your enemies while either successfully hidden or while in caution. Now something to actually take note of here is that this sneak damage will not actually get applied to your target if your target is aware of the presence of another player or another creature on an enemy faction. Now it will say that it will say that you're dealing the sneak damage in the top left hand corner of your screen, but trust me, the damage is not actually getting applied to the enemy's health bar, if you take notice of that. Don't ask me why this is the case, I'm not too sure in all honesty, but I plan on looking more into it in the future for a video. Now onto the main bit of the video. All players start off by default by doing a 2 times sneak damage multiplier while they are successfully in stealth or caution. Like I said, this is just the default sneak damage multiplier. Now this can then be increased to a 2.5 times multiplier simply just with max rank of covert operations. This perk card can be found in the agility perk tree, which is a great bonus for all ranged sneak characters, and this bonus is entirely static and works 24/7. However, what most players don't know is that this can then be increased further with a few little tricks. Firstly, by using max rank of the perk Mr. Sandman, also found in the agility skill tree, this then increases your sneak damage by 50%, but only at night time as the perk clearly describes, which for your convenience is between the hours of 8 PM and 8 AM in game. But moving on, this perk is a little bit weird. You actually have to place this perk in a certain order in combination with the covert ops perk to squeeze the most damage out of it. It's just a weird mathematical thing. Basically, if you place the perks in the incorrect order, that being covert operatives first and then Mr. Sandman on top of it, you will then get the inferior sneak multiplier of 3.5 times. But if you place the perks in the correct order, take note of this, that being Mr. Sandman and then covert operative on top afterwards, you will then get the more powerful 3.75 times sneak damage multiplier. Again, this extra sneak multiplier is only active at night between the hours of 8 PM and 8 AM, and it does in fact need to be placed in this correct order every time you log out and load back into a different world. Otherwise you will be left with the inferior and mathematically incorrect version of the multiplier, that being 3.50. Last reminder, the perks need to be placed in this order to receive the full damage benefit, that being Mr. Sandman first, and then Covert Operative secondly. So that brings the sneak damage multiplier to 3.75 times, so far with the Mr. Sandman and Covert Ops being brought into play, meaning all of your weapons paper damage in the Pip-Boy will be multiplied by this factor. But I know that we can do a little bit better, simply by using the chem known as Calmex, which has the effect of firstly increasing your agility and perception by 3, then also increasing your sneak attack damage by 15%. And sadly this only lasts 5 minutes, so with this chem active we can then max out our sneak multiplier to a 3.90 times multiplier. And yes, this is as far as we can push it, but sadly we can only reach this potential whilst it is nighttime and while the Calmex chem is consumed. So basically, put your sneak damage perks in the correct order, wait until nighttime, and then pop a Calmex, and you'll be able to reach the so far known maximum sneak damage multiplier of 3.90. Well, that's going to do it for this video guys. Stay tuned for the next part of this topic where I will be covering all the ways to increase your sneak damage multipliers for melee weapons. I hope you all enjoyed. If you're new here, be sure to subscribe, I'd really appreciate it. Also be sure to check out my social media, all linked down below. Also, as always, a massive thank you to all my channel members and Patreons. I couldn't do this sort of stuff without your guys' support. I've been Tyr, and I'll catch us in the next one. Welcome to Valhalla.